let's talk about the sponsorship message, which is the 21-day challenge. If you're an entrepreneur or a high achiever, you're feeling overwhelmed, stuck, lost, unclear on your big goals, or that fire went out, the 21-day challenge is going to reignite you to succeed like never before. If you want to find out what it is, send me a message, chris@beyourgps.com, or find me on Facebook and let me know you're ready to ignite and succeed in the next 21 days like never before. Okay, that's the 21-day challenge. Let's talk about the iTunes review of the week. And this week, it's by Morgana Ray. Morgana says, OMG, Chris has the greatest energy in the world. I really appreciate how much love and care he brings to his interviews. Thanks so much, Morgana. If you wanted to give us a review, we would absolutely appreciate that. It helps us know where to go, how to keep evolving the show. You can do that at beyourgps.com/iTunes, or search Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self on the iTunes store and give it to us there. And Petty, I see you in the audience. Welcome, welcome everyone out there. If you're enjoying this, send some hearts, give some thumbs up, because Sean is about to rock the house. Let's introduce him, okay? Sean Pastuch. He's going to bring the heat, baby. Dr. Sean Pastuch is the husband to an amazing wife, the father of 3 young daughters, and the owner and founder of a company called Active Life. The reason why I decided to mention he is a husband and a father is because Dr. Sean does not believe in work-life balance. He believes in work-life inclusion. When he travels for speaking engagements, he likes to bring his family. When he learns communication tools that work for his children, he extrapolates them for his clients. Active Life is the only company in the world helping thousands of people to get out of pain without going to the doctor or missing the gym. Dr. Sean's staff of doctors function as strength, movement, and life coaches for their clients, enabling them to improve their self-talk and their mindset to influence their habits so that executing on the programs they create is the easy part for their clients. Dr. Sean has already done dozens of podcasts about how to get out of pain using exercise, and we will touch on it in this episode. But the biggest take-home message that Dr. Sean likes to drill into people is, if you develop the habits of someone who doesn't have your problem, then you don't need to search for the solution anymore, because you are the solution. And Dr. Sean is with us today. Are you ready to rock this house, bro? He's ready. Awesome, dude. You are now live on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Sean, thanks so much for coming here and being your greatest possible self and sharing with our audience how we can grow with you, man. We appreciate you.
It's my pleasure, Chris. I'm happy to be on, man.
Awesome. So let's dive right into the theme of the day, which is how to own who you are. Sean, how do you own who you are, and how do you recommend our audience does the same thing?
I like that question. Owning who you are, to me, begins with actually deciding to try to figure out who you are. Instead of just assuming that, this is who I am. One of the things I did was I asked my wife, this is who I think I am. But you agree with that? And asked for pushback. I asked my friends. I feel like this is me. This is what I stand for, right? It's clear that comes across, right? Like, oh wow, okay, well, if that's not who I am, well then who am I? And if that is who I am, why are my actions not lining up with it?
Wow. So it's like you started asking, you started being curious about, how am I showing up to the world around me? How do I see myself? And is it congruent? Are those the same? Because if it's not, then we need to change something so we can get into alignment both in how I'm feeling on the inside and how other people are perceiving it.
Exactly right. Because people will say all the time they want things, right? I want things. I want to make $1 million. I want to have a 6-pack. I want to have a wife, whatever. Like I want. And then we make decisions that lead us to not having those things. Right. And despite the fact that we believe we want them, we don't actually want them more than the alternative behavior.
Wow. So there's a payoff to the self-sabotage behavior. There's, we get something out of it so that we don't, take those actions, those disciplined actions. And I know that's something that you really help your clients with, is to figure out what are those like things that are blocking you, so that once you create the plan, it's like easy to follow through. It's like, it's just autopilot.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do for people is, frankly, something that requires a fair amount of explanation to the average person, because they're like, wait a minute, you're telling me that you're going to be able to help me get out of pain without going to the doctor's office and without missing the gym, when no doctor has been able to get me out of pain in person, and all of them tell me I have to miss the gym? I'm like, yes, you're exactly right. But, okay, this I'll sit back and listen to. And, because they're not believing it. Yeah. And for good reason. It's because society tells them that that's not the truth. When in reality, it's more often than not 100% the truth.
Wow. It's incredible, man. So, Sean, your clients are coming to you. They're getting these great results in fitness and in wellness, and not having to sacrifice, and not doing it like the traditional way, and really creating a whole new paradigm for it. And like, this is incredible, man. And I'm sure things weren't always this. Like, you weren't this much of an expert at fitness, at, really getting people to produce these results in their life. So let's go back into the journey, man, and just revisit that real quick. Tell us about how you got started on this path, and what were some of the big challenges that you faced along the way.
Well, I'm happy to do that, but the first thing I want to preface it with is I'm still not the expert. Like, I'm not even the most qualified guy on my staff.
Wow.
It's not about being the best person at delivering the service that your company delivers if you want the company to grow. So for me, I've hired people who challenged me on some of the things that I believe to be true, educated me on why I was less right than maybe they were, and I've adopted their behaviors and their strategies, because that's where we needed to be. And I've promoted those people to positions where they're educating our new staff.
Yeah.
So that it's not me doing it. I can focus on what I am the best in the company at, which is no longer writing programs and coaching clients, which is pretty cool. But so for me, it all started, my father was a chiropractor my entire young life. I had a great childhood. There wasn't much to want for. I've heard a lot of podcasts, people talk about they came from nothing, and I give them so much credit. I did not come from nothing. I was the white kid from suburban America whose father made a few $100,000 a year.
Yeah,
it was pretty easy growing up being me. They used to tell me I was a great athlete. I'm 5'10", 160. I'm not that good of an athlete. So, growing up in that household, it made me want to be able to do for my family what my father did for us, and it made me want to be able to do more for my father and my mother than they ever did for me, which frankly is still a challenge. That's the battle that I'm constantly fighting every day, because part of that means not going to mommy and daddy and saying, hey, will you connect me to everybody who you know and give me money that you have that I need? I wanted to do it on my own. So I went to University of Maryland. I made up my own major. Individual studies. They had a program where you can create your own major. I like to joke people, I graduated 17th in my class at University of Maryland. They're like, that's a big deal. I'm like, yeah, there were 18 in my graduate class. On graduation day, they're like, so is your speech ready? And I was like, my speech? Like, everyone has to give a speech at graduation. So, yeah, it's ready. I was in this, it took 3 years to get into the major. It was pretty prestigious to actually even get into the major, because you have to present in front of all these different boards about why what they're doing isn't right for you, and why a major for you doesn't exist on the curriculum. So I graduated school. I get my license to be a personal trainer right away, because I got into fitness while I was in college. And I will always have this inferiority complex in terms of, like, I got cut from the baseball team in Maryland because I was 135 pounds. How do I get jacked so I can make the team? The coach flat out told me, you're too small.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn how to build muscle so that I can help people later on in life who are like me to not have to deal with this problem. Started doing that. I was working as a personal trainer at a local gym where I learned everything from how to rechain a selectorized machine, like, to fix the wiring on the pulleys and stuff, to how to clean mirrors, to the straw that actually broke the camel's back was I sold a gym bag full of steroids for the owner of the gym to a member of the gym. And I was like, that makes me uncomfortable. I'm not willing to do this anymore. I've learned enough here.
Yeah.
And then I went and started working for Equinox, where I learned a lot about how to be a professional personal trainer and business person.
Yeah.
And to make a long story short, I'll kind of cut to it for you. I decided I wasn't doing the world enough service or myself enough value being a personal trainer at Equinox.
Wow.
I wanted to help people who were unable to exercise get back to it, and I needed more education for that. So I went to chiropractic school, like Dad, got into practice with Dad, realized pretty quickly, I love this guy. I don't want to work with them. Ever.
Right.
Ever. And my uncle was there too. I'm like, no way.
Wow.
No way can I work with you guys. So I started treating patients out of a CrossFit gym. And I convinced one of my friends to open a CrossFit gym with me. Because I'm like, this is great. This population is perfect. They pay cash. They do what I tell them to do. If anything, they're too aggressive. So this is awesome. We opened our own CrossFit gym. And we were fairly full. We were doing a really good job with membership, no more than 4 months in. We were in Long Beach, New York. The gym was called CrossFit King of the Beach. In October 24, 2011, we opened. In May of 2012, my next door neighbor, who gave me the blessing to open, he's like, I think that'd be great to have here, sued us for making too much noise. We won that lawsuit on October 29th, went in debt $120,000. That's what it cost to fight it. And that was October 25th, excuse me. October 29th, Hurricane Sandy comes and kicks us out anyway.
Wow.
So lost my home, lost my chiropractic clinic, lost my gym, all in the same hour. And that day I decided that eventually I would have a business that didn't require me to be anywhere brick and mortar. But I had to get my brick and mortar back up to get me there.
Yeah.
And I'm now in that business.
Dang. That's incredible, man. So I want to hear about how we transitioned into like the online business in just a second. Before that, though, we're at the 15-minute mark in our show, Become Your Greatest Possible Self. So we play GPS games. And if you're in the audience, go ahead and tag 3 people and share this to your feed so that you can get entered into a contest to win a personal development book for the day. And make sure you fill out the registration form as well so you can get entered into that contest. So Sean, how did you get through this period of going from brick and mortar to building an online business that's location independent?
So I had a partner at the time, and we got the gym to be sustainable, self-sustainable. I wasn't making any money on it, but it was self-sustainable. I hired staff, so I didn't have to do anything. And frankly, I wasn't willing to do what it would take to make the gym boom. So the gym, right?
Got by.
It got by. I mean, it produced like $25,000, $26,000 a month, which for a CrossFit gym is decent.
That's good.
I just ended up paying all that to staff, so I didn't have to do anything.
Right.
And then our clinic, we were doing well. The clinic was doing fairly well. We had one of our patients move away, and he was a CrossFit athlete who ended up signing up for this thing called Grid League, which is where they competed in teams against each other in fitness events. So he's like, can you help me when I move? I'm like, we'll try. So he moved away, and lo and behold, we did help him.
Wow.
He referred us to his teammates, and now he's competing in a place where all of his teammates are influential people in our space.
Yeah.
So we start getting one after another influential athlete, and we're like, okay, we have something here. And we're doing it effectively. Can we build out templates to make this scalable? Because one-on-one was not scalable. There was no way to communicate with enough people online.
Right.
Now it is. We just weren't thinking outside the box enough. And that was it. I mean, we got all the influencers who we were helping through him to promote that we had released this program that was going to help people, and we were off.
Wow. That's awesome. And so
I don't want to give people the wrong idea here. It wasn't like some influencer said, "Oh yeah, go," and we made $100,000 in our first month. That's not what happened. No, we made 4, but it was like, okay, $4,000 is worth doubling down. See if we can get it to 8 next month.
Yeah.
And we just kept going.
That's awesome, man. What would you say was the secret sauce that had it really work and had you get results for your clients in the beginning?
Work for the client or work as a business?
Work for the client. Like what set you apart and what produced the results, would you say, in terms of the therapy or the service that you gave to the client in the beginning?
Yeah. Communication. It's what happens is when you walk into a chiropractor's office, a physical therapist's office, an orthopedist's office, you have a duty, and most people don't recognize that. So they don't give that physical therapist, chiropractor, or orthopedist the whole story. They say, I get back pain when I lift heavy weight. So the orthopedist, chiropractor, the physical therapist says, okay, we'll fix the pain you're in right now. You should probably stop lifting heavy weight.
Right.
What you need to say to that doctor is, I get back pain when I lift heavy weight, and I want to continue lifting heavy weight. Can you help me do that without pain? That's what you need to be asking the doctor. So we never let people tell us this is what my problem is and have it be their pain. Right? We got to, your problem isn't your pain. You just flew here from Finland. Right? There's a lot of people in Finland who can get you out of pain. What is, and we're in New York. Like, what brought you to New York? Oh, well, I want to be able to. Great.
Right.
Here's what we need to be able to do in order for that to happen. Some of it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah. Now, in the regular doctor's office, right, when you tell them, it hurts when I do that, they tell you, well, then stop doing it. We tell you, we need to be able to create more objectivity around your pain because pain is really a negative emotion. I mean, think about it. Did you play sports growing up, Chris?
Yep.
What did you play?
I played roller hockey. I played baseball. Played soccer.
Perfect. So you took some contact.
Yep.
Picture one of your friends who never did. And if you guys are like, all right, we're going to go play some roller hockey. And you check this friend of yours who's like puttering along on his rollerblade into the boards, he's going to be like, right? Gasping for air, he's dying.
Right.
You're like, yeah, that's what it feels like when you get checked against the boards.
Yep.
So it's perception. He has a negative emotional reaction to it. He's scared. You don't. So you're able to keep playing. He's not. So what we teach to people is when that is too much and when that is acceptable, and because sometimes you need it to get where you want to go.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge for a lot of people going to the gym because it's like, okay, well, I'm supposed to challenge myself and almost hurt myself in the gym to get the growth, right? Like the pain, the discomfort is inherent in growing muscles. At least that's what I've been taught, and I think is a common societal belief.
Well, you're talking about soreness after a workout. I'm talking about somebody who has knee tendonitis and it hurts their knee when they squat, and I tell them to squat. And they're like, but it hurts. I'm like, okay, let's build a construct around this. Yeah. I understand that it hurts, and I don't want you to make yourself any worse. That is important.
Right.
We're on the same page, right? We don't want this to be any worse. Yes. Okay, in order for it to get better, we're going to have to go through some discomfort here, Chris. So I need you to tell me, does it get better or worse as the set goes on? It gets better or stays the same. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain would you say you're in when you experience it at its worst while you're doing that exercise? 4 or less. Great. Would you say that it hurts if the pain is completely gone as soon as you stop? Yes. Great. Do you not have pain the next day, or do you have pain the next day? No, not pain the next day. Awesome. That is not actually pain. That is irritation. And we need irritation to drive adaptation. If any one of those 4 questions ends up with the opposite answer, then we have to start looking at, okay, well, let's back down on the weight, let's back down on the range of motion, let's change the movement so that we can have all 4 of those answers be, I'm good.
That's awesome. I love it, man. So that's communication to really find out what is the quote unquote weak link. Where are we pushing too far, and where do we need to be pushing to cause the adaptation, to cause the growth?
Right. Well, think of it this way, right? Because I don't know exactly who's listening to this, but if I said to you, if you told me, for example, let me go backwards, my friend reads at a 3rd grade level. Okay, great. Then if we put War and Peace in front of your friend, it's going to be a long, crappy day. Right?
Yep.
All that means is your friend doesn't have the capacity to read War and Peace yet. It doesn't mean he can't gain it.
Right.
So what happens is people are told, it hurts when I squat over 100 pounds, for example. Right? Or when I do 10 reps of air squat, whatever. Great. Your capacity is 99 pounds. Or your capacity is 9 reps. We have to build that so that you can do 100 pounds. If you can squat once with no weight, we can get you to squatting heavy weight with no pain. We just have to build you.
Yeah. And that's all like a choice, right? Like people have to be willing to make that choice, that decision to step into that growth in the first place.
Yes, and I mean, I think that what we do with people is largely sales. Right? Like I'm selling you on an idea that we can do this. And I'm selling you on the idea that if you listen to me, you're going to get the results that you want. And I'm selling you on the idea that this discomfort is going to be worth it. So in order for us to get there, in order for you to buy this idea, forget about the finances, buy the idea, A, you have to be in the market for it. Right? You have to decide, okay, I want to do this. Yeah, that's important enough. B, you have to decide that you trust me. C, you have to decide that you trust the business with which I work in. And D, you have to decide that you trust my process. So if I leave out any of those pieces, you're not going to do it the way that I'm asking you to do it. And the part that gets left out too often is E, you have to believe in yourself enough that if you follow my process, you will get the same success that other people have. And it's my job to lend you my confidence so you can get there.
Yeah.
And that's what we teach our coaches to give to all of our clients.
That's incredible, man. It's incredible. So, like, what is your mission with this, like, helping people to choose this, like, to shift their paradigm? Like, tell us more about that and, like, specifically what that is.
Yeah, we want to empower let me go backwards. We want to humanize the doctor, professionalize the coach, and empower the individual. And what I mean by that is a lot of people don't need to be laying on a physical therapist's table doing banded exercises every single day. They shouldn't be in there. The people who do need to be in there doing that should be in there, and they're not all there. So it's not about physical therapy or chiropractic being fields that don't need to exist. It's that the people who need physical therapy and chiropractic need to be seeking it. People who don't need to be seeking physical therapy and chiropractic, but need to be working with a coach, a strength and conditioning coach, a personal trainer who is a professional to solve the problem that is better solved by that professional. But that professional needs a certain level of knowledge in order to do it, and we teach them how to do that. The individual needs to be educated in such a way that they know who they should be seeing. The only way that happens is if the doctor is humanized enough to say, you're not really in the right place. I have a trainer who would be better for you. And if the trainer was professional enough to be trusted with the client, that's the only way that this works. So that's our mission. And the way that we're doing it in the meantime is we've helped over 10,000 people from all over the world. The only continent we're missing is Antarctica, to get out of pain without going to the doctor or missing the gym. And we've never met any of them. Wow. And we're teaching coaches by the dozen how to do it for their clients. And doctors are in that same mix.
Wow. That's incredible. So, like, what do you see as possible when you fulfill on this in the next 3-5 years? Like, really getting this message out. Like, you're doing tons of podcast interviews. Like, what do you see as possible?
Everything. I see being a massive solution to a massive problem, which is the way that the healthcare system currently operates for musculoskeletal injury. I see becoming a solution for people before their condition, right? Because one of the things that we talk to people about is the idea that you don't have a bad knee. You have a knee that you haven't figured out how to fix yet. And that's a major, major, major difference. And if you can take that into every aspect of your life, well, then you got nothing to think about. Everything is a positive problem. Because what I learned from one of my coaches is, Sean, the harder it is for you to figure out the solution to a problem, the more you think there's nothing left to do. The more valuable doing one more thing is. Because everybody else gets there and stops. So go one more step. So to quantify that, from May 1st, 2023 to May 1st, 2024, I want our company to directly impact 1.2 million people who would otherwise have gone to a chiropractor or physical therapist. And I came up with that number because I did the math on how many people are in our market, what percent of them end up going to a physical therapist or a chiropractor throughout the year, and 50.1% is 1.2 million. And if that happens, it means that we're the preferred resource for musculoskeletal healthcare worldwide.
Man. Dude, that is incredible. I love how much data you have. I love how everything is like figure outable for you. Like it's like, there's a solution for everything. And it's like, okay, how can I shift my perspective? How can I shift my what I'm seeing and look at things from a different angle to come up with a different solution? And I really love like how resourceful you are and how you're teaching people to be resourceful, not just with their body, but in their whole life view, their whole life paradigm.
Well, one of the people who I've been fortunate to be coached by is Bedros Keuilian. I don't know if you know
yeah.
So Bedros says, if you don't have resources, you better become resourceful. And when I hired my first coach before Bedros, I was making like $40,000 a year, and the coach cost $1,000 a month. And we met once a month for 2 hours.
Wow.
Like, you can't justify that. But I didn't have the mental resources to do what I wanted to do, and I wasn't satisfied doing what I was currently doing for another minute because it wasn't going to get me where I wanted to go. So I took an uncomfortable step and hired someone who could take me to the next step.
Yeah.
And if you don't have resources, be resourceful.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching this right now, you're listening to this right now, and you're in pain, and you're like, I'm always going to have to be in pain. It's just like I've learned to live with it, or it's age is catching up with me. Contact me. Because if there's somebody in the world who is your age and doesn't have your pain, who has your labrum tear in the shoulder or disc herniation in the back and doesn't have the pain that you're dealing with, well, then you don't have to deal with it either.
Wow.
You just haven't figured out how to stop it yet.
Dude, so freaking powerful, man. So powerful. I love it. So Sean, like you mentioned I mentioned in your intro about your kids, how your kids have taught you to really create this paradigm for yourself. Tell us a little bit more about that and how they've shifted your perspective.
So I have a daughter who will be 4 in February, another one who will be 2 in May, and another one who was born last week.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. And what I've learned since having kids is it's kind of like the invisible gorilla experiment. You ever seen that?
Yep.
So for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, it's if you're not looking for something, you'll miss it every time it's there.
Yeah.
Right? It's opportunity. If you're not looking for something to be positive, then you're going to miss every positive opportunity and assume people who found them are lucky. So go look it up on YouTube later on. Not while we're talking here, but it's a 3-minute video, I think. It's called The Invisible Gorilla. Yep. It's everywhere. So my daughter, my 4-year-old, is really the one I can speak about so far. The other ones are too young to really communicate with. But my 4-year-old daughter is like such a sponge. Whatever you tell her, she hears, she picks up, she uses, she believes. So one night she'd been really frustrated. And I was like, I don't want my daughter to be frustrated. What makes me feel less frustrated when I get to that place of like self-doubt and misery, right? Because we all get there. And I go for a walk and I remind myself that I've gotten through more difficult things in my life and I can get through this. I can get through anything, right? I can do anything. That's where I landed on. So I said to my daughter in bed that night, I'm like, Mackenzie, what is it? What are you upset about? She would tell me she's frustrated about what's going on in her preschool, right? Like she's frustrated. She can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I was like, no more of that. I said, I'm going to teach you something. And it's very important that you understand. When daddy says, what can you do? I want you to say, I can do anything. She's like, okay. I said, okay, I'm going to go now. Ready? What can you do? She goes, I can do anything, Daddy. I'm like, great. Let's do it again. I did that with her 100+ times in her bed that night.
Yes.
Every single day since then. In the morning, I ask her, what can you do? When she gets home from preschool, I ask her, what can you do? And before she goes to bed at night, I ask her, what can you do? And she believes that she can do anything. Now, she's 4 years old. So we don't get into the idea of like, you can't fly, right? But she understands that in her little world, the problems that she's going to run into, she can overcome. To the point of, Daddy, I can't get the top of this screw thing open. And I'm like, Mackenzie, what can you do? I can do anything, Daddy. Pops it open.
Wow.
Right? So, and I wouldn't do that in a situation like, Daddy, I can't knit this sweater. Like, no, you're right. But you can open that thing. You can pick your tiles back up. You can color on that sheet. You can find your markers that you put somewhere. So she learns I can, and I let her figure things out. And it's allowed her so much more emotional freedom to not have to be tied down by this negative self-talk. And I realized I can bring this to my clients.
Yeah.
And we did. And we don't say to them, I can do anything, because not all of them, because for them, it's like, it's too potpourri-ish.
Yeah.
But we'll use situations where I'll build things in for them into the program and tell them how difficult it's going to be. And then I anticipate them struggling with it, but that I believe they can get through it. Knowing full well that they're going to crush it. And then they get through it and they're like, you're not going to believe it. I killed that part of the workout. And I'm like, oh my God, really? That's amazing. And then and I'm like, you can do anything.
Yeah.
And we build that confidence and they start to believe it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is understanding that, like, if you've ever seen a parent yell at a kid, have you ever seen a parent yell at a kid?
Yep.
I hope to never yell at my kid, ever.
Wow.
Because I don't believe that yelling at your kid is the way that they're going to learn. I believe that yelling at your kid is your emotional response to the lack of preparation that you have in that situation. Yelling at a 4-year-old, you yell at a 4-year-old? Why? So they're scared? How about getting the 4-year-old to understand why they shouldn't do that?
The why.
And having the patience.
Yep.
My kid she didn't ask to be born. It's my job. So when she doesn't respond the way I want her to respond, it's because I didn't act the way I needed to act to elicit the response that I wanted.
Yeah. It's like
it's that simple.
Being responsible for being the cause in anything, in any kind of, outcome. It's like, okay, well, I had a role that I played in this. And while I may not have been able to predict the future and I can't go back and change it, now I can recognize, hey, what would I do differently if this were ever to happen again? So not only is it learning for you, but it's also learning that you can pass on to the people around you.
Exactly right. And for people listening who are parents, I'm not suggesting that when my daughter throws a temper tantrum, I can be like, what can you do? She says, I can do anything, and stops crying. That doesn't happen.
Right.
But when she throws a temper tantrum, I try to reason with her. And when I can't, I say, okay, I want you to be happy. My intent is clear. I want you to be happy. Where you are right now, doing what you're doing is not making you happy. I pick her up. I carry her to her bedroom while she screams her head off. I sit her down in her bed. I turn the light on. I say to her, Daddy loves you. I want you to stay in here until you can be happy. And once you're happy, you can come out.
Wow.
You stay in here until you're happy.
Wow.
She comes downstairs like a new kid.
Wow.
You have to be willing to let her scream in her room.
Wow.
We all need to scream about things. A 4-year-old doesn't know how to vent and have a conversation with another person. Let her scream. That's her thing. So when I'm working with clients, and they don't do what it is that I wanted them to do, instead of getting frustrated with them, instead of our staff being like, wow, this person, they don't listen to anything I tell them to do. Well, how have you told them? Have you tried asking them? Have you discussed with them why it's important? Are you doing the necessary things to create the value around the thing it is that you're doing that you want them to do? If not, it's a you problem.
Wow. So I want to dive into the like selling, because I know you mentioned that earlier, like selling ideas. Before we get to that, though, we're at the second GPS game. This is the 30-minute game, and the first person to comment after this, I dropped the post on Facebook. You get entered into a drawing to win a self-help book. So go ahead and do that, and also register for the contest. So Sean, let's talk a little bit more about how you really sell these ideas, because I think that you're masterful at it. You're wise, you're brilliant, and like how you're communicating is so powerful, so that people would want to, follow and be led by you and buy into your ideas and your guidance. So how did you get to this point? How did you develop this kind of mastery?
I don't think I've developed mastery. I appreciate you saying that. I know I have so many mentors who are on a level that I will achieve,
Yes.
but haven't yet. And I can't think of myself in that respect yet. That being said, the skills that I've developed through conscious action. What I mean by that is you have to play so you can learn how to win. And I'll try to get somebody to do something, find that it didn't work well, record it in my brain, write it in a book, put it on a Google Doc, whatever, and then do it differently next time I'm in the same situation. But after it goes wrong, I think about how could I have done it differently? Write it all out. How could you have done that differently? I've taken sales courses and read sales books, on how to sell. And the thing is, selling an idea, like getting my wife to marry me, right, is the exact same process as getting somebody who I believe needs my help to buy from me. If I believe I can, see, here's a mistake I think people make in relationships. They get into them because they think that that person can make their life better. Right? Chris, I want to be in a relationship with you because you can make my life better. No, that doesn't work. Chris, I want to be in a relationship with you because it doesn't cost me a lot of energy to make your life better. And making your life better makes my life better.
Yes.
That's why you get in a relationship. So that's the sale, right? They have to be in the market for it. If I called you and I wanted to sell you something and I was like, Chris, I want you to become a client of ours because we want to hit $1 million a month run rate. And, I need another 50 clients to do that. You're like, dude, no. But if I'm like, if I come to you and it's, hey, Chris, are you still dealing with that knee thing? Yes. Would you like it to go away? Yeah, I just don't think I don't think it will. I'm not asking if you think it will. I'm asking if you would like it to go away. Hypothetically speaking, if it could go away, would you like it to? Yes. Great. Well, all I need to do now, I would only do this if I believe I can.
Right.
I'm not going to sell you something I can't deliver on. But now all I got to do is get you confident in yourself, in my process, in my business, and in me. And then you're going to be a buyer, and you're going to tell everybody else in the world because I helped you with something that nobody else could.
Yeah. So you mentioned those 5 aspects. Do you listen for people's resistance or hesitations in the selling process about which of those might be like the weakest link, so to speak?
Yeah. And one of the mistakes I think that people make is they forget that rejection is a part of it. No is just the way you start a conversation with somebody. I mean, think about it. If anybody who's in a relationship with a wife, a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever, you didn't meet them at the bar and ask them to marry you.
Right.
And along the way, you've asked for things. Maybe a vacation together, maybe sex, maybe to move in with each other. And they've said no. And you didn't stop. You stopped that day, but you didn't stop trying to earn whatever it was that you needed to earn in order to get a yes to that question that you want the yes to. The difference is you probably did it by accident. So when I'm trying to sell somebody on an idea, whether it's to buy our stuff or to buy an idea, right, to do an exercise that they're afraid to do, I'll ask them to do it straight up. No, I'm a little bit afraid that blah, blah, blah. Let me ask you something, Chris. Do you believe that I have your best interest at heart? And then I'm going to gauge your answer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to decide on a scale of 1 to 10 how confident are you? And me. Then I'm going to ask you, do you believe in the way I want to do this with you? In the idea that I've done this with dozens of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people in the past? Yeah, I mean, kinda. Okay, that's a low score.
Yeah.
That's a low score.
Yeah.
Do you believe that my company will stand behind me if I can't help you? Yeah, that I totally believe. Great. I don't need to talk about the company anymore.
Right.
But I do need to talk about my process a lot and myself. So the first thing I'm going to do is go after myself because you're kind of confident about me. Talk to you about situations where people have felt the way you feel and found something totally different when they listened. experiences I've had when I felt the way that you feel right now and found something different. So you can trust me. Ask again. Don't even go to the process. Ask again. Still not ready to do it. I'm just not sure how it would work, Sean. I trust you. I trust your company. I just don't know how it would work. Great. Let's talk about the company and who we've done this for and what kind of resistance people have had. And when you go through that, if you can get them to their 10 or to an 8, you can ask one more time. And you're probably going to get a yes. And I didn't make that up. That's called straight line stuff. That's Jordan Belfort stuff.
Yeah. That's
only I'm not scamming people on stocks.
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. No. It's I love the, how we can take these different technologies and techniques and tactics and then apply them in our own, realm. Like exactly what you did with, your children. You learn these new techniques and perspectives with your children, and then you got to apply that in your business to empower your clients. It's the same thing. Cool. It's like be open to the answer, to the solution, even off our radar screen, off what we can see as possible.
And one of the most valuable things I've done with my daughter is when she cries, right? Most people assume that they know why the kid is crying. Oh, you fell down, that hurts, right? Okay, well, I have an experience in my life that lets me know it's not about the pain. It's about the fear associated with the pain.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll ask my daughter while she's crying, I will go through a series of emotions and ask her what she's feeling. Wow. Are you frustrated? No. Are you scared right now? Yes. Tears stop.
Wow.
They at least slow down.
Yeah.
Right? They come down because she's like, oh, wow, Daddy understands me. Tears stop. Okay. Why are you scared? Because it really hurts. Okay. Are you afraid that there's something wrong with your knee? You have a boo-boo? Yeah. Let me look at it. You know what? There's no boo-boo there. I know it hurts a little bit, and it hurts when we fall. But sometimes when we fall, we don't need to cry. Sometimes when we fall, we don't need to cry at all. And she's like, it was like an epiphany. And she was frustrated today. She was crying this morning before she went to school. She's 4. She does that. And I'm like, what's going on, Mackenzie? I just want to wear this dress. I'm like, okay, are you frustrated? Yes. Like totally different demeanor.
Yeah.
You catch the emotion, and now you can have a conversation about the emotion as opposed to the here's what you need to do anyway. Right? And that's a big deal. And the big thing about selling anything, I would never do it in a malicious way. Ever. We have, of every 100 people who come to us and ask me to help them, I tell 35 of them that we can't. And then I tell I haven't done math on this, I need to, probably of the other 65, 20 of them, I probably downsell them to a less expensive service of ours because they don't need the one they're buying. And people appreciate that, and they refer because of that, and they post about that conversation. The way I look at sales is you, Chris, are standing in a room and the building is on fire. But you can't smell the smoke or feel the flames because it's not on your floor yet. If I don't get you out of that room, you're going to die. If I have to beat you over the head with a tire iron and apologize to you next to your hospital bed that I saved your life, I'll do it.
Wow. It's like we have every legal, ethical, moral responsibility to do anything we can to make the sale if we see that it's in the best interest of our prospect, to make sure that they get that benefit. Like you said, if they don't know what they don't know and we have that wisdom, then we do whatever it takes to give them, if we're certain to we'll benefit them, to really give them that benefit.
Yeah, if you don't sell somebody who you should sell, you're not doing them any favors. You're doing yourself the favor.
Wow.
You're saying, I didn't want to make Chris feel bad. Bullshit. You didn't want to feel bad about making Chris feel bad. He needed to feel bad to do what he needed to do.
Yeah.
They say drug addicts hit rock bottom before they start to recover. Right? I bet it doesn't feel good at rock bottom. But they still need to go there in order to recover.
Yeah. So powerful, man. I love it. I love it. So we're at the 45-minute mark. Take a quick pause, and if you are in the audience, go ahead and you're gonna share your biggest takeaway from this interview with Sean. Share your biggest takeaway, and you'll get entered into a drawing to win a free self-help book. So, Sean,
I want to see those.
I want to see those. So, Sean, we're going into the final portion of this interview, and we just want to cover anything else around making that choice that we can to step into our best self, our greatest possible self, or make 2019 our best year ever. Anything else you'd really recommend to own ourselves and make that choice?
We only have 15 minutes. But
Yes.
I can give you some. So the first thing is recognizing that it all boils down to asking how. Until the answer to your how is so easy that you have to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say, for example, that you were like, I want to meet the president. Okay. How are you going to do that? Forget about what you have in your possession right now, the resources that you have. How would you do that? Who could introduce you? How would you get that person to do it? How would you meet that person? Okay. How would you get to the person who can introduce you to the person who can introduce you to the president? What would you have to do for them? Okay. How would you do that? Great. Keep on backing down until the next how is picking up your phone and calling your friend John. That's it.
Yeah.
It's that easy. The reason why most people don't take the action that they need to take is because they say, I'm here and I want to be there. And the gap between where I am and where I want to be is just too wide. I can't cross it. You sometimes need somebody to show you where the gap is not as wide. Right? If you walk upstream, it might take you 20 miles of walking. But if you absolutely have to get to the other side, you're going to get there.
Yep.
The gap is narrower up there. And I say to people all the time, I was just teaching a group of people when we mentor coaches, personal trainers and fitness professionals and doctors, we teach them how to make money. Because I believe that if they don't make money, they're not going to be able to spread this knowledge onto other people, and it's not worth it.
Right.
So I was teaching them on sales today. And one of the things I taught them was nobody ever objects to price. Nobody ever objects to inconvenience. Nobody ever objects to time of year. Those are all things that people believe to be true that are false. What's happening there is they're disagreeing with your value proposition. They don't believe that you're worth it. So if I said to those same people, I'm going to give you the house of your dreams, paid off, for the price that I told you I need for what it is I just told you I was going to do, that you said you didn't have money for. And I need that money in the next 12 hours, or the house is gone. Most people find the money.
Yep.
Right? If you're not tantalized by the home, go the other way. Cancer treatment. If someone told you, look, it's $10,000 to buy this self-help book, and you're like, the book's not worth $10,000. It probably is. It's just the basic norms of books don't sell for that much. Right. And on top of that, if it was cancer cure, you would get it, even if you didn't have it. It's about value. Do you believe that the thing in front of you is valuable enough to take the action? And that's when we go back to the beginning of our conversation. We are exactly who we want to be because of the decisions that we make every day to do or not do the things that we need to do to get to where we say we want to go. That's it. And if there are people listening to this, if I can say one thing about myself to get people off their ass, to get the help that they need from us if they need it, if you're dealing with pain and you believe that you can't get over it anymore and you want to exercise, but doctors told you shouldn't exercise every time you work out, it hurts, reach out.
Yeah.
If we can't help you, I'm going to turn you away. And if you're a health professional who wants to be able to give that gift to your clients, reach out. And if we can't help you, we'll turn you away.
So powerful, so powerful. So, Sean, what would you say is your area of like growth, so to speak, in 2019? Like, what are you really taking on? What are you being open to? Finding solutions for, and like having the answer like land in your lap, taking the actions, and having someone who can show you a shorter way. I'm just curious what your big focus is.
So last year, between myself and my partner, we spent over $100,000 on personal development, hiring coaches to teach us how to do things that we need to be able to do.
Yeah.
We'll probably do the same thing this year to solve different problems. And I'll humor the question, but I want to be straight with you. I don't do things in New Year's resolutions.
Right.
If they're important enough to me, I'm doing them.
Right.
In 2019, we are changing our strategy as a company because we want to be able to impact more people. So we are taking away a lot of the things that I thought were really valuable from the front end of the business because we hadn't gained trust from people enough to get them to buy them. So we spend too much time and effort getting people to buy the things that I thought were the most valuable instead of just giving them something less valuable and leveling them up.
Yeah.
So the thing, I guess, my open-mindedness is going to be that sometimes good is better than best if good can be done and best can't.
Wow. That's awesome.
Or better said, if good will be done and best won't.
Yeah. Yeah, I also hear like patience and meeting people where they're at. You know, some people like the best seems too far out of reach or too good to be true, and the good is like, well, you know, I could take that step, you know, and just meeting them there.
The crazy thing is, it's less patient to do it that way. Like, if you want to do it the way that you want to do it, because you're impatient about getting the results, well, buckle up. You're going to be here a while.
Yep.
Right. If you do it the way you need to do it, you can be more aggressive with your patients.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Awesome. Sean, this is an incredible interview. And I know we got people tuning in who are either fitness and health professionals, or they just want to take their own health to the next level. What would be their next steps, man? How can they continue their journey with you?
They can reach out and find us at Active Life RX on Instagram. They can find me at Dr. Sean Pastuch on Instagram. And if you know you want to be in what we're doing, just drop me a DM and say, I listened to the podcast with Chris, and I want to be a part of what you have going on, and I will direct you to the right place.
Boom.
Also, giving away a self-help book, right?
Yeah.
What book is it?
So we have a couple different ones. Right now, we're giving away the E-Myth, E-Myth Revisited. That's
So I'm sorry to cut you off. I just know you have someone else coming. They're not books that you wrote.
No.
Okay. Come back to me in a few months. I have a book that I wrote.
Yes.
That is getting proofread right now by 20 Instagram followers who I don't know. And I'm just like, tell me what you think in all these categories. Tell me where I can make it better.
Yeah.
And we're going to have final edits out by the end of the winter. And I plan to be distributing by the spring.
Love it, man.
But
Yeah,
I thought about selling it for $500 a book, just so people would be like, "Why is this book $500? It's not worth that." And then to be able to have the conversation. The problem is, I don't get to have the conversation when it's sitting on a shelf in an airport.
I love it, man. Well, hey, maybe we can have one of your books be the contest-winning book for these people who are participating because they're becoming their greatest possible self. Sean, dude, you're so direct, you're so powerful, you're so just like, I love it, man. I love who you are, what you stand for, and I know our audience is going to benefit by continuing their journey with you. So anyone listening or watching right now, stay connected with this human being who's just absolutely out to transform people's health and wellness. And Sean, dude, I'm definitely taking notes because I've had some issues with my feet and my shoulders, and I'm like, dude, I'm done with this. I'm ready to take action on it. And it's like I see the solution, right? The solution is right in front of my face, and all I have to do is ask. All I have to do is say, hey, I want to do something about this. What's the next step? And you totally provide that for people, man. So I really, really acknowledge the work that you're doing in the world, Sean. It's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry my phone just went off. I had it on airplane mode, but my computer picked it up.
It's all good. All good, brother. Dude, you're the man. Stay fired up, and thanks for coming on today. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Make sure I know where I can share this as well. I'll have to get your word out there.
Cool. I will, man. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Bye.